Hey, welcome back to the Board Game Closet. My name's Jimmy.
I'm Tim.
I'm Rod.
And today we're going to take a look at Last Night on Earth. This is put out by Flying Frog Productions. Plays 2 to 6 players in roughly an hour,
Yeah.
hour and a half.
Yeah.
So,
Hour. It's pretty fast.
all right, so let's take a look and see what you get in the box. Okay, so this is what you get in Last Night on Earth, and we also have the expansion to this, Timber Peak, and so I don't know if none of these are exchange components. I don't think. I think all of this right here comes from the base game.
No, quite honestly,
bet
it's
these
probably a
probably
little
is.
bit of mixture going on there with some of
Okay.
the stuff. So to be honest with you, so
Okay, well, Rod, do you want to tell us about what you get with Last Night on Earth?
sure. So one thing about Flying Frog is it normally means quality game pieces, that type of thing. Again, this is one of their older games, and they give you quality pieces. Everything from the card stock on the characters, and they use their own employees as the characters, and they got great names like Father Joseph and Jake Cartwright. He's a hillbilly type guy, and then you've got your zombies, which are the pieces here, which are nice. I mean. I'm not sure how much detail you want to have with zombies, but they're nice. And then the individual pieces, which are the heroes, which are the gray. Then the kind of neat thing that they do with the board so that it changes all the time is that you have your centerpiece, and they can be different things from a building to a clearing, and then you have these edges, and the edges have different buildings on them, and depending on the scenario, which tells you how to set it up, you set it up in a certain way, and it just changes the game up a lot, so that's pretty nice. All in all, quality is fantastic. Game pieces, thickness of cards, all that. High gloss cards. It's all very, very good.
Yeah.
I did notice some warping with the cardboard pieces though, but I think that's just over time. Like
Yeah, I
sometimes
mean,
just
we've had the game probably
humidity
2 years.
kind of warps it a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, these miniatures, they're the softer plastic, but they're still good. They still retain a lot of detail for the zombies. Not that there's a lot of variety in here. There's like 4 poses, I think, and just different colors.
Right.
But still, it's good enough for what the game needs.
Yep. Okay, so Tim, do you want to tell us about the rules to the game, how hard or easy it is to get into this one?
Yeah. Now, this is the rule book. It might look kind of intimidating at first, but it's all large print, so it's pretty easy.
Large
to
It's
go
a
through.
quick read, right?
For the
Yeah.
blind.
It's for the old guys, when they need to read the rule books. This does a great job because they always show pictures on every item that they're referring to in the rules. So even if later on they're referring to some item, they still show the picture of it again in the rule book. So that's a great job. So you always know what they're talking about. You always know what piece they're talking about. There's no questions on what they're calling what in here. They've got the reference sheets, the little reference cards for the heroes and the zombies, so that you can always reference that during the game. So you almost don't have to pick up the rule book again after you play through the first couple rounds, because I mean the first time you're going to just basically read step by step through here. But after that, you've got the reference sheets, and the game is not overly complicated. All the depth comes from just the cards you pull from the hero and zombie deck, so that you can change up what's about to happen. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple game to pick up and just start playing.
Okay, so let's talk about how you play Last Night on Earth. As in a lot of our reviews, we're not going to give you every single detail, but we want to give you a good understanding so you can kind of tell if this game is going to fit for you and your group. So at the beginning, you're going to pick a scenario. So the book will give you all the details that you need on how to set up the board, on what pieces to use, where the spawn points are for the zombies, all that kind of stuff. So you set up the board according to those details. They even have some cards in here. So this is a scenario card that tells you winning conditions for the heroes and for the zombies. And it tells you what the run out is on the sun track. Because if the zombies don't win because of their condition, if time runs out, then they win that way too. So it tells you how many turns in essence you get. And then each player is going to get a character card that tells them any special ability that the character has. And it also has spaces where you can put your wounds, and then shows you when you die. So each person is going to get a player a card that tells him the basic overview of the turns. And on one side, it's got zombies. On the other side, it's got the heroes. So let's talk about the heroes first. The heroes' turn is pretty simple. There's 4 different things that you can do. So you can move, you can exchange weapons, you can do a ranged attack, or you can directly fight a zombie that's next to you. So movement, instead of typical games maybe where they just tell you can move 3 spaces or whatever, in this one you get to roll a d6, and then depending on what you roll is how far you can move that turn. Second thing that you can do is if you're in a space with somebody else, you can exchange a weapon or something that you have. You can give that to them, like a chainsaw, shotgun, whatever it is that you have. And then the third thing that you can do is you can shoot a ranged weapon. So if there's a zombie across the board, depending on what the card says, you can try to attack them. And then you can obviously, the last thing is just fight them. They're right there, you're next to them, so you just start fighting them. So those are the basic things that the heroes can do. Now the zombies can't do as much as the heroes. Basically a zombie is going to move up the tracker every turn, and then they're going to move their zombies, they're going to roll to see if they can respawn zombies, and then they're going to try to attack you. And so those are just the basic, that's the give and take, as in with most games. The good guys go, then the bad guys go. And so depending on the scenario is going to tell you what you need to do. Do you need to get in the truck and drive away, or do you need to find something? Do you need to do something? That's how all that works. So,
Yeah, and the game seems to last about an hour each time I've played it. And the you mentioned the searching too. You did that?
oh, I don't know if I did. Yeah, you can search in the
You can
building.
search instead of moving, and then you get more cards, basically, that type of thing. But it's, from what I've experienced, it's about an hour-long game. Well, I'll tell you, it's a lot faster than Zombicide. And I played with my 2 kids, 13 and 10, and they each played 2 characters. And I played the zombies, and we got through it in about 60 minutes. And so, I mean, and they know the rules. I mean, but then that is true. Person doesn't know the rules, take a little bit longer, but it's a good 60 to 90-minute game.
Okay, and that is something to note that somebody does have to play the zombies. So this is not a truly co-op game, although it's half co-op, and then there's somebody that has to be the zombies. So you got to have somebody in the group that wants to do that or take turns doing it, whatever. So
Yeah, so there's a man or 2 out there in the whole group kind of play.
right.
Some of the neat features I think with this game is that as you see or not see, the centerpiece, the squares are bigger, so you really can, if you move like from here to here, you can get across the board to the other side fairly quickly.
Because you're running.
Exactly. And so it's kind of an illusion type thing. When you're playing the game, you have to be careful because they really can get you pretty fast. So that's kind of a neat thing. Also, one thing that Flying Frog did is that this game can be incorporated with other maps from other games that they have, because they do the same setup with the other games. So that's pretty neat too.
Yeah, that is pretty neat. So, yeah, and so the expansion that they have for this one is also a standalone game, which I
Right.
kind of like. That's kind of
Right.
cool. So you don't have to have the original to play that one. So
And see, I believe they have 1 or 2 other expansions, and then they have actually, and they're standalone, and also it's like there's a Mars one or the aliens or something and stuff, clowns and
Yeah,
stuff.
they change up the scenarios a lot too, because like you said, where the sun tracker ends, usually it's the zombies that win, but sometimes it's the people surviving until sunup, basically. That kind of changes the way the scenarios work.
Gotcha. Yeah. Cool. And so there's all kinds of stuff in this hero deck that you can get, like from first aid kits to healing people to like there's a signal flare or fire extinguisher is the weapon that you find, or a revolver. So there's weapons and things that you can do to heal, or things that can help you attack zombies easier,
Exactly.
All
which
right.
is cool. And then the zombie deck has different things where you can re-roll dice. You can do different things to them. You can move a zombie a d6 closer, different things like that. So the zombies are going to be using these cards, and so that changes the rules so they can do different things.
So the game's simple, but it has enough different things in it to give it more flavor.
Yep. So at the end of our reviews, we like to give a 1 die rating. Should you buy it, play it, or hate it? So green means go buy this game and add it to your collection. White means maybe you wouldn't buy it, but you definitely play it. And then red means you wouldn't buy it and you wouldn't play it because you hate it. So we're going to get our die out and reveal white, green. Okay, so tell us why you gave it a white.
Basically, I gave it a white because there were players that had to be zombies.
Okay.
Now, if that was just the standard and they had an optional rules set of where there was the there was
Ways,
the
yeah.
game itself play the zombies, I would give it green because it'd be a fun party game. But other than that, with the way it is, it's kind of like there's a man or two that's out. You know, everybody else is gathered together having fun, talking about their little plan. The other guy is the guy out. So
Move them here, move them there.
and there's not that much for that person to do. So they're just basically moving the bad guys around. So
Gotcha. I give it a white, and I almost gave it a red because this, we do not need any more. This is my rant, okay? We do not need any more stinking zombie games made. No, I'm just kidding. So,
Well, that's true. We don't need more zombies.
this was done way before.
yeah, this
Yeah,
was,
this
maybe
is
this
the
was the
early
original.
one.
So,
Yeah,
but.
I mean, this is one of the original games.
So
that
if
is
you've
true.
had this game for like 2 or 3 years now, how many zombie games have been made since this
Right,
one came out,
right,
right? Anyway,
yeah.
so, but I did give it a red because I don't want to hate on this genre or the theme. But yeah, so I mean, I remember playing this game and just liking it, just enjoying it. Like you said, it plays quick enough, and I like being able to pick up stuff. It's not a complicated game, so I don't have to remember a lot of rules. And then the scenario-based thing is really cool to me. So I'm not just trying to just survive or make it through the maze, you know, like in some zombie games, but there's different things that can make you win. So I wouldn't buy it, but I would play it.
So I did buy it, and it is green. And the reason, for one thing, for green, so I understand why there's so many zombie games out because it's like the perfect situation, right? Especially for a game that's just going to be all co-op, like you're saying.
Right.
I mean, it's every kind
Survival,
of
yeah.
exactly. I mean, it's just being in the mall, finding the guns in the mall before all the zombies get you. It's just a perfect setup scenario, but. I do understand what you're saying. When you have to play when somebody's playing the zombie, it kind of sets that person out. And I can understand that. But all in all, this is a very good game. It's quick. It's a party game. He's laughing at me.
I'm laughing at the siren.
Okay, that's true. But see, that works perfect with this. Also, something we didn't mention: you get a CD with the game.
Ah, we
You
didn't
know,
talk
and
about
the
that.
music,
Yeah.
the music, quite honestly, is very well done. Puts you right in the mood.
You even have it in there?
That type of thing. Very well. What's that?
I bet you don't even have it in here.
Oh, it's probably at home in our player.
Oh, it is.
Oh,
Hey, look at that.
But I mean, it's perfect. But anyway, other than that, so very good game, very good quality. Price point, yeah, I think it's about $49 over the internet. But it is a very, very good game. That's it.
All right. So thanks for watching our review of Last Night on Earth. We've got a lot more reviews on our website, BoardGameCloset.com. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those. And as always,
Support your local hobby shop, or game shop, or coffee shop, or whatever that plays games.
someplace like that.
Exactly.
There's game.